Hey guys, today in the fish room we're going to be cleaning the filter for my contest tank, the ADA 𝗯𝘂𝘀𝗀𝘀. It's a big filter and I haven't cleaned it in over a year, so today's the day that we're going to be cleaning this thing up. So it's in the cabinet right now. You might get to see a glimpse of my contest tank throughout this video, but I don't want to focus on that. I gotta clean the filter today. It's been a long time since I cleaned this because after the previous contest tank I completely turned the filter off and I've just left it that way. And it's not a really good idea. You should really take out the water and try to keep the bacteria living, or put an air pump in there or something, or keep the filter running in a different tank. But I don't know. Every year I've been doing it this way. I just reset the whole setup. So I'm gonna clean the entire filter today, all the media. It's gonna start from zero. So let's take this thing out and clean it up. Alright, the first thing I gotta do is get all this stuff out of the cabinet because it's just gonna get in the way. I've got all this APT that I got from a Japan distributor. They kind of sponsored me, but I still have yet to use it. They sent me a whole bunch of this APT. I just don't know when the right time to use it is. They even sent me some of the root tabs, as well as, what's this? Sky water booster. Yeah, I still need to read and learn. But we'll put this aside for now. Let me know if any of you are using APT products, and also let me know which product is your favorite one. Alright, now over here I've got some ADA products. These are some of the base, what is it, like fertilizing and bacteria powders. So I've got a bunch of that. Let's put this aside as well. We don't really have to touch the right side of the cabinet, but we'll just clean it up so it looks better. I think that's okay for now. Alright, next let's pull this filter out. Gotta unplug it. I think I'll unscrew the double tap here. Alright, I just took the filter out and I disconnected the double tap connectors, and I just smelt some of that water that's in there, and it smells horrible. It's all dead bacteria. I think this is not any good, so we're gonna throw everything away. I'm gonna still keep the media. We can wash that and reuse it, but this is probably the worst it's ever smelt. And I think moving forward, I'll probably not let this happen again. I also think it is kind of a waste to just let your bacteria die off like that. So, I don't know, in the future, I'll probably try to keep it alive somehow. Yeah, let's open this up and remove the water in there. These here are my essential filter cleaning supplies. We've got the melamine sponge. We've got the hose brush. This is to clean the hose. And then we've also got this little brush to get into tight spaces and all the nooks and crannies. And then you also need to have a bucket. But yeah, let's open this up and remove some of that water that's in there. This is gonna smell bad. Luckily you guys don't have to smell this, but if you've experienced this, then you know what I'm talking about. I threw out that bad water, and I brought some clean, fresh water to clean out the media. I also noticed that there's a kink in the hose right here. Right here, this was actually there ever since I set this up. I changed the hose last year to a different brand, and I don't like this brand. It kinks up very easily. I used to use the ADA hose and that never kinked like this for me, so I might have to change back to the ADA hose and not this cheap one. So yeah, that's kind of annoying. I think I'll change that out. It didn't really cause any problems though. It sat like this at this angle because it was under the cabinet and had to go out through the opening, but it didn't seem to affect the flow at all, but I'm sure it does a little bit. Alright, I've got my trusty test pen from Singapore. Let's unscrew this. Perfect. I'll take this off too. Now I'm not sure, it might not look that bad on camera, but in person it does look quite bad. It looks like something exploded in there. Look at that, I just touched the side a little bit and it's kind of nasty. But it might not be that terrible. I clean this out every year, so it's just a yearly thing. And I've got two media bags in there. Alright, now I think I'll go ahead and give this water to the plants. I also want to change, not change, but clean out this O-ring before the next setup, because dirty O-rings can cause leakages in these filters. Alright, it's freezing out here, but I'm gonna clean it outside because it's faster and I won't get the whole place a mess inside. So let's get this done with. Alright, next time let's do that during spring, summer, or autumn. I am not going to be washing my filter media in the winter ever again. It's freezing my hands. I can't even feel my hands right now. It's crazy. But let's get this thing back together so that... Oh, I still gotta clean this. The filter pump head, or whatever it's called. But yeah. Alright, let's put this thing back together first. Alright, so we've got two trays. One goes in at the bottom, and then the filter. Oh, I want to tie these off. Let me tie these off. And then we've got the last the tray that goes on top. What is this called? The stainless steel thing. It's rock solid, this thing. Alright, so this thing's all good. I don't like to overpack my filter. Like my filter media, there's a lot of space around the media. I kind of like that. It lets the filter, like, it lets the water flow faster, you know. If you pack it too much, it really affects the flow of the filter, and it can also clog up your filter much easier. Look how filthy that O-ring is. You want to make sure the seal here is completely clean. Just now I ran my finger through it and I felt some sand. So you just want to be wary of that. Because the smallest amount of sand or dirt that's in there can really cause a leak. So be careful. That's perfect. Now we can get this thing back in the cabinet. Alright, so we've cleaned out this hose here just now while we were outside. And now I've got to clean this hose. This is the one that goes up to the tank and it connects to here. So this is the inflow side. And the outflow side is the one we took off just now because it was kinking. So I've decided that I'm going to use black tubing for my filter. I've got a bunch of this 𝗲𝗾𝗾𝗀𝗀 filter hose around. This is the 12 by 16 millimeter. So this will be good for the outflow. But the inflow requires a thicker diameter, 16 by 22. And I've just ordered that. So I'm gonna wait for it to arrive before I can put that on. But let me go ahead and put the inflow side first. The 𝗲𝗾𝗾𝗀𝗀 tube has arrows on it pointing which way the water should flow. I don't know like how, if you need to actually follow that. I don't think it matters, but we'll follow it anyways. Alright, so we gotta get this clamp on. Alright, I've got the outflow hooked up. Now we just need to get the inflow, so I'll get back to you when that arrives. Alright, the inflow has arrived, the pipe, the hose has arrived, and I've actually got it hooked on my contest tank right now and it's running. Let me give you guys a better look. Not at the contest tank, but at the pipes. So we've got the inflow side here and the outflow here. And the outflow, it's actually a different hose. I wanted to get the same one that was this, the 𝗲𝗾𝗾𝗀𝗀 black color one, but they didn't have it in stock, so I had to get this, which is similar but not the same. You can see how much darker this is. I really wanted this because it hides the algae better, and the darker it is, the less algae actually grows on there because light can't get in. But while I was getting that hose, I actually found a better solution. So in the future I might actually change the hosing out again, maybe after this contest tank is done. I found this one that is a silicone hose. It's a silicone tube, and it's very, very flexible, and it doesn't get hard like regular hosing. So with regular hosing, you'll know where this part, where it joins the pipe, it can get hard over time, and there's possibilities where it may just slip off. But with a silicone tube, this here is actually a silicone tube, a really dirty example, but it is very, very flexible, and it doesn't get hard over time. All my airline tubes are actually silicone tubes, and they're not the regular airline hose that you get at the fish store. These will never ever harden, and they stay soft and flexible as long as time goes. Every fish keeper has probably experienced their tubing getting hard, the airline tubing getting hard, and the air stone just falls off over time. This silicone tube never does that. Now the only downside with silicone tubing is that where there are curves, it may kink. If you bend it too much, it may end up kinking like this, so you just gotta be careful of that if it's too soft. But if it's a gentle curve, then that shouldn't happen. So the contest tank is up and running. We've got the filter running, we've got the CO2 turned on. Now we just gotta let the plants grow, and hopefully everything will go well this year. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Consider becoming a member to support this channel even more, and I'll see you guys next time.